What exactly is a writing group? My name is Gina. I'm an author, editor, publishing professional. I help you make your writing better. It's a valid question to ask. I have thrown this phrase around a whole bunch of times without ever actually explaining what a writing group is. Now, a writing group is a group of people who are all writers. They are all supporting each other on their path to being writers. Some of them are going to be career writers, some of them are going to be hobby writers. And this is going to look different from one group to another. But sort of the standard issue, like middle of the road writing group, which again, you're going to have a lot of variations on this and everybody's mileage is going to vary, but sort of like just the middle of the road where like the Venn diagrams all overlap is a group of people who write the same genre or similar genres, or at least read each other's genres and can be helpful to one another. And they swap manuscripts and they swap pages and they give critical feedback constructively. So they are giving feedback to each other with the eye towards helping you be a better writer so that you can be published. Ideally, you will have some people who are a little bit further down the path and a few people who are a little bit farther behind the path than you. You don't want to wind up in a group where one person is like the mentor of the group and like leading everybody like it's a classroom. That's really unbalanced. You also don't want like seven amateurs and nobody knows what they're doing and nobody knows anything about the industry and you are all just like giving each other really bad advice. But we also don't want it to be like super split where you've got somebody who's a very late career writer who has a contract and they are on deadlines all the time and they really need help with like very specific nuanced things, and then there's a big gap and then a lot of people who are all just brand new starting out. It's usually helpful if everybody's sort of clustered together but not exactly in the same place. So if you are a brand new writer who has never finished a draft of anything, you're going to be on the back end of that group, which means that you are hoping that there are some people who have been writing for a little while but are not yet published or maybe haven't submitted to agents yet. And then somebody who's an early career person, or a couple of people who like have an agent and have died on submission or have their first book out, or like you're kind of looking at people who are early career who are going to be able to be supportive and helpful without like getting too far down the line and getting lost in the weeds and stuff that you don't need to be worrying about yet. This video is going to be in a playlist, and there are a ton of ideas on how to go about finding writing groups. You can find them virtually, you can find them in person. If you are in the United States, I know there are a lot of ways to go about finding writing groups. I'm sure there are ways to do this other places. I have never lived any of those other places. I only know about here in the United States, and I know that there are a lot of them, particularly if you are anywhere near a big city or a place where there is a university. Now, again, I said that this can be different. There are times in which writing groups function much more like someone will give a presentation and we will learn about a topic. Sometimes it will be very like hobby focused. And so we are focusing on like personal family histories and poetry and song lyrics, but we're never actually writing with an eye towards publication. Sometimes it is very publication focused. Sometimes it is very goal oriented. Sometimes there are deadlines that you have to meet. And if you don't bring pages a certain number of weeks in a row, you can't play with us anymore. Sometimes it will be a dues paying organization. Sometimes it will be sorted by genre. Sometimes it will be sorted geographically. Sometimes it will just be people who get along together and have a common goal and have decided to collectively band together to help build each other up. The goal of a writing group is a couple of different things. They should be supporting you in your journey of writing, whatever that looks like. They should also help act as a release valve. So if you have stuff to vent about and complain about, you go to them, not to the internet at large, because it doesn't look good to be complaining about your publisher publicly.